writing 4 top Twitter executives out of their severance. The former execs say Mr. Musk owes them more than $128 million collectively, and they're suing. Here's the discrepancy. Mr. Musk said at the time that he fired them for cause, and therefore he didn't need to pay them severance. But the former executives say that's not true. They've been on the forefront of efforts to make Mr. Musk follow through on his acquisition of Twitter after he offered and then backed away. The group includes Twitter's former chief executive, the company's former chief financial officer, the former chief legal officer, and the former general counsel. The lawsuit was filed in federal court in California on Monday.
There are more than 25 safe and effective vaccines to prevent disease, but millions still die every year because the vaccines don't get to the people that need them. One company has been looking at ways to streamline the process and, in doing so, save lives. My colleague Lara Lewington from BBC's Click went along to find out.
Chikungunya is one of the infections that's spread by mosquito. It's usually confined to sub-Saharan Africa, but has started to spread. One vaccine has just been approved by the Food and Drug Administration in the US, but others are working on it too. One of them is the Bristol-based startup in Motoron. It's developed a new synthetic protein called Adoma. The protein is adorned with parts of the target virus, but it's not infectious itself. It's a different approach to how other vaccines, like the COVID-19 ones, were made, but there's one big advantage.
The Adoma can be produced, stored, transported, and brought to the people at ambient temperatures, which can go up to 50 degrees. This is a big advantage to other vaccines, which depend on a functioning cold chain.
Millions of doses of vaccines are lost every year because of inadequate refrigeration, especially when being sent to developing countries.
Part of the issue is transporting the vaccine from the distribution depot, where it is kept in cold chain conditions, to the site where it's going to be administered. It could be hundreds of miles. And then when it gets to the facilities where they're going to deploy the vaccine, more often than not, there's not any refrigeration.
Another big advantage of the technique being used here is that it could be synthesized to target more than one disease in one shot.
So when we put it then into the cryo-electron microscope, the electron beam can go through it and we will see our vaccine particles.
The microscope can zoom into 0.1 nanometer detail. That's 1/10,000,000th of a millimeter. These raw images may not look like much to you or me, but they are a vital part of the process. If they do succeed, the possibilities in other areas could be huge too, such as cancer vaccines that train the body's immune system to make antibodies against a tumour. This is a small company, though, up against a big challenge and big pharma. And these vaccines aren't in humans yet, so there's a way to go.
French lawmakers have proposed to tax fast fashion brands to offset their environmental impact. And they say companies like Chinese manufacturer Shein encourage excessive spending and unnecessary pollution by offering thousands of new products every day. The penalty of up to €10 per item, or up to 50% of the selling price, has been suggested. It would come into force by 2030 if the bill passes. Shein told French media it follows best international practices when it comes to sustainable development and social commitment. Now to a major aviation deal that has been called off. US airlines, JetBlue Airways and Spirit Airlines are ending their $3.8 billion merger agreement. The CEOs of both companies cited regulatory hurdles as the main reason for ending their deal to join forces. And that's it for this edition of Asia Business Report.
Take Me to the Opera, in association with Rolex and its Perpetual Arts Initiative.
New Zealand performers in Jules Carnival has enjoyed one of the longest careers in operatic history. There's nothing I enjoy to sing. I enjoy the music.
She has that magic suite of tools, real intelligence, a long view, good technical training.
A favourite of the British royal family, she became a household name when she sang at the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana. Now, Jane Philly tells us she's devoting her time helping a younger generation of singers.
She's incredibly generous because she's at the end of her time. She started a whole generation to make us think.
We mark Purity Carnival's legacy at 80.
It's a movement made of tension and release, inspiration and solace, a call and a response. From minor to major, one voice, then another, then a dozen or more. Soothing, moving, empowering. As profound as our memories, and as bright as our hopes. A flow, a pace, an endless fight. The final piece before daylight. Crafted by inspiration, perpetuated by passion, it keeps resonating every generation. As vital as breathing, as essential as moving. It is, in many ways, the purest expression of life itself.
Join me, Bethany Hughes, for the wonders of Bulgaria.
This is incredible.
From ancient lost cities to the Call of Kings.
I'm ridiculously lucky to get to hold it.
From medieval myths to history that lives now.
I've just seen the soles of his feet, and I can confirm they aren't both.
That's the wonders of Bulgaria, here on BBC News. Stories of success, stories of failure, stories of strength, stories of corruption, stories of hope, stories of despair, stories of optimism, resilience, achievement, triumph. Remarkable stories from different places around the world. Join us for a series of stunning award-winning documentaries, Why Stories, on BBC News. This is BBC with the latest news.
Coming up on the programme, goal plus for the Gunners. They hit 6 against Sheffield United to keep pace in the Premier League title race. A big miss for jump racing's biggest festival as Constitution Hill is ruled out of Cheltenham. And plans begin to bring the World Athletics Championships back to the UK in 2029. You're very welcome along to the programme wherever you are watching around the world. Well, Arsenal have kept up the pressure in this season's title race in the Premier League. The Gunners hammered bottom side Sheffield United 6-0 to move 2 points behind leaders Liverpool. And Arsenal became the first English league side to win 3 away games in a row by a margin of 5 or more goals. Captain Martin Odegaard opened the scoring just 5 minutes into the game. A Jayden Bogle own goal along with scores from Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz and Declan Rice had many of the home fans leaving early at Bramall Lane. Ben White then rounded things off after the break as the Blades improved a little in the second half. So Mikel Arteta's side are third, but Sheffield United remain rock bottom, 11 points from safety with 11 games to go.
That was a great performance, a big result for us again with the amount of goals that we scored and the clean sheet and the fact that the team shows signs of wanting more and being in a good moment, so very positive. We just hope that that we can be better and we can earn more points than we did last season. We have some players back as well, the likes of Thomas and Fabio, and that's great news, so let's give it a go.
You know, that might be a way forward for us now to play the young boys. I'm a bit disappointed in a few of the boys' performances as well. Some of them can do better, but obviously I'll take that overall responsibility of trying to get it right. And you know, enjoying we're going 5-4, we've got 5-4-5. Bodies in the middle of the park, you know, making sure that we clogged that area up, but we didn't, and unfortunately the result is what the result, and we have to live with it.
Chelsea striker Sam Kerr is set to face trial in the UK after being charged with racially aggravated harassment of a police officer. The Australia international pleaded not guilty to the offence at a court hearing on Monday, the Crown Prosecution Service has said. It follows an alleged incident in January 2023. Kerr is scheduled to appear in court on the 1st of February next year. She's currently sidelined with an ACL injury. Staying with football in the Republic of Ireland, interim boss John O'Shea was speaking for the first time on Monday. The former Manchester United defender played 118 times for the Republic and was an assistant coach under previous manager Stephen Kenny. He's taking charge for the friendlies against Belgium and Switzerland later this month. But what about the permanent role?
Well, look, let's hope that takes care of itself. But ultimately for me, I'm focused on these two games. And then we'll see what happens then. At the minute, obviously, I've been given a chance to lead the team for the two games against Belgium and Switzerland. Going forward, who knows? It's obviously spoken to Mark about this before in terms of when management changes or things happen. Everyone has their own ideas. Head coaches have their own ideas, etc. As always, I would always be up for a conversation, but that's for stuff for further down the line.
The president of Motorsport's world governing body, the FIA, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, is under investigation for allegedly interfering in a Formula One race result. The whistleblower has told the FIA that Ben Sulayem allegedly intervened to overturn a penalty given to Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso at last year's Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The claim is in a report by an FIA compliance officer to its ethics committee, which has been seen by BBC Sport. Ben Sulayem and the FIA have not responded to requests for comment, and the Ethics Committee is expected to take 4 to 6 weeks to issue its report. Jason Kelce has announced his retirement from the NFL after 15 years. He is regarded as one of the league's best ever centers. He's now 36, and he cried as he began a statement lasting more than 40 minutes and then continued to hold back tears. Kelce spent his entire career with the Philadelphia Eagles, helping them win their first Super Bowl in 2018 and reach the showpiece event again in 2023, and he faced his brother Travis. Now we're just a week away from the highlight of the jump racing season, the Cheltenham Festival, but it will be missing one of its stars. Constitution Hill will not defend the champion hurdle on the opening day. His trainer Nicky Henderson says he's failed to recover sufficiently from a respiratory infection, so won't be ready to run. Lizzie Greenwood Hughes has more for us.
We've known for a week that Constitution Hill was a serious doubt for the champion hurdle. Now this isn't any old course. This is the best hurdler in the world, possibly the best racecourse ever in the world. If we could just see him a little bit more often to see just how good he could be. But he won last year's race by 9 lengths. And he was one of the very few bankers for British trained horses for the Cheltenham Festival, because we're expecting Irish trained domination at the festival. But Nicky Henderson said time has just run out. The horse is much brighter actually this morning, so there is good news. And it's nothing serious, but welfare obviously is the greatest concern amongst racecourse owners and trainers. And they said he's not going to be ready for what Nicky Henderson called the Olympic Games, and that's what the Cheltenham Festival is. So it could be a more interesting race. State Man from Willie Mullins Island base is now the favourite. And what it means for Constitution Hill, he now has another month. Hopefully he'll be ready for the Aintree Hurdle, which is a race he won easily last year, and that's at the Grand National meeting at Aintree. So that's what he'll be up to next, hopefully, fingers crossed, that he's not going to be in the champion hurdle.
UK Sport and UK Athletics are planning to bid to host the 2029 World Championships. Would be another big coup for the UK, with Glasgow staging the World Indoor Championships over the weekend and the European Championships heading to Birmingham in 2 years' time. London and the UK last staged the event in 2017. Yet to take place. Wednesday, they are determined to hold a big rather than transformational major championships. The ambition forms part of a wider set of hosting aspirations set to be announced by the funding